So I decided I would do that YouTube video where they talk about what's in their violin case, but I'm only going to do one of them. Okay, so here's my Regency Maestro violin case that I was gifted by my father. It was from southweststrings.com. The reason why I liked it was because my violin's name is Maestro, the Maestro, and this is called a Regency Maestro case, so like, well, they go hand in hand. Here we go. So, I'm sitting on my bed, so it might close on me. Anyhow, it has 4 violin bow holders. I think I have about like 8 violin bows. These bows need to be re-haired. Actually, they need hair, so we're not going to talk about these violin bows. I have a little picture of me and my grandma Lucy in here. I did have my grandma, Pat, and Papa in here too, and then they all kind of just weren't like the same circumference to fit in this little area. This is to tell me how much humidity is in my violin case. So that way I can put, what do you call it? Oh, the humidifier tube in here. Here's the humidifier that I never use. Yeah, there's no, it's too humid in Florida anyway, so yeah, you put water in here and I don't know. This tube is for excess strings. We'll get to the strings in a second. So I have 3 violin bows in here right now. This violin bow I actually bought at a pawn shop. Or not a pawn, yeah, I bought this at an antique store on Anna Maria Island, Florida, and I just had it re-haired. I did another violin frog on here to make one violin bow, because the other violin bow was, what's it called? Not good. Here's that violin bow. Ja is a violin bow from stringworks.com. This one is kind of like, this one's from stringworks.com. This is a Johann something, I can't see, it's blurry. Anyways, this is kind of my main violin bow. You can see because the hair is a little bit focused on, deterred on one side. Yeah. Anyways, this is my favorite violin bow. It was the step down from the top violin bow that they sold at the time. So it's I've actually used this one second mainly a lot. This violin bow is my absolute favorite one. This one is Brazilian wood. The other one's Pernambuco, which means it's very flimsy. Anyways, it's a little bit more sturdy, dense-wise. I used black horsehair on it because I think it pulls out the Regency Maestro, or the Maestro violin's tonality a lot better. This violin case, this bow did not have we call this thing here, not the frog, but this violin bow didn't have the twine and the grip on it. So this violin bow is probably like 100 years old or something. The violin that I acquired it with, I sold off or whatever, it was 120 years, so I'm assuming this violin bow is around that age too. So this is new twine, this is new grip, this is the original, we call it pearl. What's missing, like I'm blind in one eye, it's blind in its left eye too. The pearl fell out of here, but it's still in the right eye. So no, this is probably my favorite violin bow. Brazilian wood, I think, is the best for me personally. It's very dense and pulls out a good tone of the violin. So I have 2 types of violin rosin I forgot to mention. This one is Pyriestro, I think, Colals. I just bought this and I haven't used it. This one is Dominant Violin rosin. This is my 3rd batch. Normally what happens is the darn thing will kind of like, what's the word, disintegrate. So like, this is the 2nd one I've had. It just starts to fall apart, you know. I used to have a violin rosin that was like sitting like in a miniature coffin in between 2 little slabs or 3 slabs of wood, you know, and inside was the rosin, and that seemed to last longer. But this little guy, just, I think because there's no spine, it just falls apart. Anyways, but this violin rosin is my favorite rosin. I just bought this and I haven't even used it yet. But I don't know, I just figured I'd switch it up because I have all these violins of them, y'all. Yeah, we have my violin strings. I'm a little bit of a heavy player, so I like to have strings on hand, so just in case when I do break a string, I have backups here. I think I have 5 sets here. I went a little nuts one day because I was so ticked off because I play so hard that I just run out of strings so fast. So yeah, and I should be putting it in the tube here, but I don't think 5 sets of violin strings are gonna fit in this little sucker here. Now for my violin shoulder rest, I like to use this Kuhn. I kind of thinking about maybe upgrading because it's not really tall enough from my shoulder. It's my shoulder rest. It's not really tall enough from my shoulder to my chin, so it pushes the violin up. So either I'm gonna get like a taller chin rest or a taller shoulder rest. I mean, I already had a taller shoulder rest. I don't think it was a Kuhn, but all my teachers swear by Kuhn, so I'm like, oh, I'll just use this one, I guess. But it's worked for years. I mean, it stays on pretty sturdy, and again, I'm a little bit of a hard player, so these feet here grip on pretty nice. So yeah, this guy over here is too tall. It's a little bit too strong. And I've noticed though that like it kind of the grippage. This is I don't think this is the yeah, this is the original grips, but I don't think they're wide enough. I think they need to be a little bit wider. But this one it's kind of cool because it like grips onto your holds onto your shoulder and then it pushes on your chest wrap. Yeah. So this one's fine, but it's it's fallen off from literally out from under me a couple times. So then I went back to my just right shoulder rest. It was these 3 were previously owned by 3 little bears. Anyways, but this sucker here, it doesn't like it's like aluminum, so this doesn't keep pressure against me to hold the violin up. Okay, and this side we have some shenanigans. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna grab everything out of here now. Okay, so this is, yeah. Alright, so because my violin is so loud, I have 3 different types of violin, we call them violin mutes. This one, okay, so let's start over here. So this one is kind of like your main, normal, like standard, you know, violin mute. It it goes on your violin at the, where this bridge is, it sits there. This one sits on top of the violin. This is a viola mute, I think, and someone I was in an orchestra and someone gave me this. They're like, you need a stronger mute than that one, so they gave me this one. And then this violin bow, or this mute over here, is actually for practicing. So this is kind of like, it just deadens the sound. It's kind of cool. So when you want to practice at like midnight, which I'm one to do at times, it pretty much just like stifles the violin. It sounds kind of cool. It sounds like an electric violin, which we can talk about later. But it's fun. I think it's kind of cool too, because if you don't really know the song in orchestra or symphony, you can slip this on and it kind of, you know, the surrounding colors match it, so it's kind of like a camouflage mute. I don't do that. Or have I? Here we have the, I call this my guard, because my violin bow, and again, I'm a little bit of a hard player, and I'm a little blind, this right here protects the side of your violin from your bow, and again, you have your, what do you call it? Over here you have your, it's like nickel, and so that hits the violin wood, and it chips it, and it looks like crap, and so yeah. This is my cleaning cloth. My mom used to work for LensCrafters, so I like to use these because they're for glasses, and they don't scratch the glasses. So I use this for the varnish of my violin, and I feel like I don't know, I feel like it's safer than like the cotton, I don't know, I just prefer this. Alright, so in here though, I used to have like music or sheet music in here just to hide, but I normally carry it in my backpack, so I don't ever worry about sheet, plus I'm blind now, so I can't really see the sheet music. And here is where I have violin strings. Yeah, these are strings that I kind of use that just in case I need them, I have them as backups. And there's a C string for viola. That C string's just in case ever someone needs a violist, so I'll put the string on my violin and it'll sound like a viola. So I have these backup strings. I kind of went one day, I broke up like, I don't know, broke like 3 strings in one day. And I was a little ticked off, so I vowed I would never be without strings, so I bought, I bought 4 sets of my favorite Tonica violin strings, so I'll never be without strings again. Okay, the Grande Jean. So here is my Maestro violin by stringworks.com. These strings are not the Tonica strings. These are, I can't remember the name of them. They're blue. The packet, I think it starts with a V, the violin string set. This violin bridge here is actually not the original bridge. The original bridge broke. I was in rehearsal one day, and I was at the violin lesson, and one day my bridge just collapsed, you know, like right in here, like where that, what do you see, like the stand in the middle of it, it just kind of like fell apart. I don't know what the deal was. I think it was a cheap violin bridge. Anyway, so the violin teacher, on her piano, she had this violin bridge, and so she put it on my violin, and she goes, "Oh, perfect, meant to be." And we went right back to rehearsal. I'm like, oh my god. It scared me to death. I don't know if you can see it, but in here is my label of my violin. So here's the Maestro violin, the name, but I can't really. Again, I'm kind of visually impaired, so you might not. This is kind of what I see, I guess. But yeah, Maestro violin StringWorks, and it's the year. Where's the year? It's made in 2005, or finished in 2005. Somewhere in there, 2005. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a 2-piece back. It's very, you can see my reflection in here. It's very shiny. Where is it? Where there? Hi everyone, or just one person that watches this. Anyway, I don't really have a lot of flames on my neck. I think they're on one side. Yeah, they're kind of on one side. I guess allegedly they grow more or formulate later on. I don't know, but yeah, it's a 2-piece back. It's very glossy. It's very flossy, and my violin is what's it called? It's a very loud violin. It's you can't. It's very loud. It's a chamber violin, I'm told, built for chamber music, which is, you know, like 4 first violin, 4 second violin, 2 violas, and maybe 2 cellos and a bass. So it's built for speed. It's built for volume. I love it. I don't think I don't know. I've never really wanted. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I never really wanted an orange violin, you know. But as soon as I saw this violin, I wanted 1-piece back, but I saw it in person, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. And I've never really wanted to do anything, you know, with it, or, you know, like upgrading it. I mean, I'm interested in upgrading, but yeah. Anyways, it's my violin. It's a pretty loud little guy. Oh. Yeah. It's very light too, so like it's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about, like, you know, fatigue when you play the violin, or for like a long song. One time I played like a 30-minute song, and I was like, this song sucks, but thank God the violin was light. But my arms are like really muscular, so that was what was weighing me down, was my muscles. Those guys. So yeah, that's what's in my case.